Tag und guten Abend und willkommen bei INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. Welcome to INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. I am Sister Angela Domingo, broadcasting live from Vienna, Austria. And with me is my co-host.
Yes, good morning, god ettermiddag, good kväll, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our viewers and listeners. I'm Brother Andre Padrascio, hosting live here in the local congregation of Oslo East, Norway, district of Northern Europe as well. And very, very excited for this episode tonight. We have a lot to cover, and it will be a very inspiring topic discussion. And currently, here in Norway, it is 9 p.m. Central European Summertime, Sunday, May 19th. Back there in the Philippines, if you're watching there, it's already 3 a.m. Monday, May 20th. So, very, very early good morning to all our viewers back there in the Philippines and a lot of the Asian countries here. Most of the countries in the district of Northern Europe, we follow Central European Summertime. We also have Eastern European Time, which is 1 hour ahead, so 10 p.m. there in Finland. So, good evening to all our viewers there. And especially good evening to all the viewers there in Vienna, Austria. There, Sister Angela, I believe there's a lot going on there right now with some live activities ongoing, very big district activities.
Yes, Brother Andre. So today we had our Kadiwa Binhi socializing, and tomorrow we will hold our district unity games here in Vienna. So we're really excited to see you all there, Paul. Now back to our broadcast. What to expect? We have our Let's Sing and Dance segment, our CFO in action, and of course our topic discussion, which is Pioneers Stories. Let's move right ahead to our topic discussion. So, we asked several pioneers from our district to tell us about how they arrived in their country that they are currently living in, and to also tell us about their experiences in the beginning of their local congregations, and also what advice they have for the next generation of the church. So let's hear from Brother Rudy Fernandez, the head deacon of the local of Stockholm, Sweden. Let's hear his story.
All right, so let's hear what Brother Rudy has to say. I'm very excited back there in Stockholm, Sweden. I think Brother Rudy Fernandez is still preparing. Perhaps our techs in the Philippines can help him set up. Is our first guest, Brother Rudy Fernandez. If you're ready, po. While waiting, Sister Angela, perhaps we can talk a bit more about um, there in Vienna right now. I'm sure there's lots of very long and rich history back there in your local congregation. Here as well in Oslo East. Well, here in the Oslo in our city, we're actually two congregations, both Oslo and Oslo East. Now, the congregation I'm part of, local of Oslo East, we're more of the newer congregation established, and we actually had our fifth anniversary just last month. So we're still very very much growing rapidly. So, but yeah, we'll talk more about Oslo East later. Again, Brother Rudy is ready, so let's listen to Brother Rudy Fernandez.
Ako po si kapatid na Rudy Fernandez, 55 taong gulang, kasalukuyang Pangulong Diakono po dito sa lokal ng Stockholm, Sweden. Isa po ako sa naging pioneer po dito sa aming lokal. Dumating po ako dito sa Sweden taong 1998. May 35 taon na pong namamalagi po dito sa bansang Sweden. Napakasarap po sa pakiramdam na maging bahagi sa isang espesyal at makasaysayang sandali bilang isa sa pioneer po ng aming lokal. Ang dinanas po naming mga hirap ay siyang lalo pang nagpatibay po sa aming mga pananampalataya at lalo pa po kaming nanghawak sa magagawa po ng Panginoong Diyos sa aming buhay. Sa mga bagong henerasyon po ng Iglesia ni Cristo, anuman po ang dumating sa ating buhay, ay huwag tayong panghihinaan ng loob. Lalo tayong maging mapanalanginin at laging humingi ng awa at tulong ng Panginoong Diyos at gawing inspirasyon ang mga pinagdadaanang hirap sa buhay upang lalo tayong maging matapang para labanan ang lahat ng mga pagsubok, malampasan ang lahat ng mga ito sa awa at tulong ng Panginoong Diyos.
Yes, thank you again, Brother Rudy, for your responses to our questions. Now, for the sake of our viewers and listeners who do not speak Tagalog, a brief translation. Brother Rudy arrived in Stockholm, Sweden back in 1998, so 25 years ago. And about when he was asked about how he felt to be one of the pioneers, he said he feels special, and the hardships that they have encountered have strengthened their faith. And his advice to the next generation of the church is whatever they may encounter, to not lose hope or not lose faith, and to always be prayerful, and to always ask our Lord God for mercy. And that when you experience hardships, that you make that an inspiration, or that you use that to strengthen your faith, so that you may always be able to face all the trials in life. So once again, thank you, Brother Rudy, for your responses po. Shout out also po to Kuya Ken for his help po.
Yes, and shout out to all the brethren in the local congregation of Stockholm, Sweden. Now, for those who also want to take part and want to share those stories, especially the pioneer members there in the live chat, we have 4 questions. And one is, how long have you been in Europe or the country that you live in? Number two, what was your experience as a pioneer member in your congregation? And number three, how does it feel being part of such a special and historic moment? And how has that strengthened your faith? And lastly, if you have any advice for the new generation of the church there in your congregation. So we've just listened to Brother Rudy there in Stockholm, Sweden, the beginnings there and his experience. Now let's move over to the other countries here in the district of Northern Europe. We have Finland, and specifically in the local congregation of Helsinki, Finland. There we have Sister Zenaida Aglipai, who will share her story. So let's listen to what Sister Zenaida has to share for us.
Hello po, I'm Sister Sinaida Glipay in the local congregation of Helsinki, Finland. I arrived here on February 1st, 2007 po. So I live here now for 17 years po. I am honored to be a part or pioneer of our local congregation here in Helsinki, Finland. It strengthened my faith, for it shows that God always bless His servants. It may take time, but surely He will grant us things we truly need in this life. I feel blessed that I was able to witness how God expand His nation in every part of the world, especially here in Finland po. Ang maipapayo ko lang po for the younger generation of church, do not lose faith po. Sundin ang kanyang kalooban. Gawin ang mga bagay na nakakalugod po sa kanya. At lahat ng mga pagpapala ay bubuhos sa kanilang buhay. Minsan sinusubok po ang ating pananampalataya. Ngunit kumapit po tayo dahil ang ating Diyos ay mawain. Alam niya kung ano po ang pinakamabuti para sa ating katagalan. Always be guided by our church administration in love the Church of Christ wholeheartedly. God bless us all po. Thank you po.
All right. So thank you so much, Sister Zenaida from Helsinki, Finland, for sharing your story as one of the pioneers in the congregation of Helsinki, Finland. Again, since 2017, she's been there for 17 years. Imagine that's a long time being in a foreign country, it's almost as long as I've lived. I'm a bit older than that now, but Sister Angela laughing there. And it's such a great advice, do not lose faith, because especially starting out, you're one of the few first brethren starting out, and it must be so nice to feel that you can see how big the congregation of Helsinki, Finland is now. For me, also looking back in Oslo, we were the first choir members in the children's worship service. And looking at the choir members now, there's so much more than us, and so many more children. So just seeing the growth, it makes you proud, and it all the more strengthens your hope, your assurance that God is truly with us in in this entire process of growing the congregations and being the first, one of the first to start. That must be a great feeling, right, Sister Angela?
Yes, I absolutely agree. And I also like what she said when that it may take time, but He will grant us the things we need in life. And also the Filipino parts that she said, her advice to the new generation of the church, to always be obedient, to always do what pleases God, and all His blessings will flow into our lives. And that sometimes our faith is tested, but we should hold on to our faith because our God is merciful, and He knows what's best for us. That's all.
Exactly. That patience really, really, really important, because in when we look back at it, for times that we struggled and we were able to overcome, looking back at those times, it's like, oh, it made perfect sense, right? But when you're in that moment where everything is stressful, you're going through some some difficult times, it's easy to lose focus. But we always have to remember that the timing of our Almighty God is always perfect, in His time. And we just have to trust that whatever happens now, it happens for a good reason, and we will come out of it better, stronger. And we see that through the pioneers. They started off as maybe one, two, or three brethren, and how many people are in that congregation now, right? So that's a very um, that's a very reassuring thing. Just looking at the pioneers, it helps you. It helps you stay humble, and it helps you to reassure that of all the values that we have to really believe in, right? God's perfect timing. So thank you for that. So we went to Stockholm, Sweden. We went to Helsinki, Finland, and where do we go next?
Yes. Next is very close to home, Vienna, Austria. Now we have one of our deaconesses here in the local of Vienna West, Sister Rebecca Sikan. She's one of the first brethren here in our local congregation. So let's hear her story. While we are waiting, maybe some background information about Sister Rebecca. She moved here in the late 70s. She was one of the nurses sent from the Philippines. So back in the 70s, 80s, and I believe also early 90s, the Philippines and Austria had an agreement that they would send healthcare workers, especially nurses, here to Austria. And so Sister Rebecca was one of them. And I believe that's how she also met one of our other sisters here in the local of Vienna. So yeah, it was very inspiring. Maybe Sister Rebecca is ready to tell her story now.
I'm almost 47 years here in Austria. It's because of our endurance, efforts, besides problems and difficulties, we were able to succeed, and the numbers of brethren was growing. My advice to the new generation: be steadfast in the faith, not influenced by this world. Be active in servicing God. If there's a problem, always come to His side and seek His help. Always be prayerful.
Yes, thank you, Sister Rebecca, for telling your inspiring story. So, as she said, she has been in Vienna, Austria for 47 years. So, um, that is really a long time. So she was really one of the first, and as she said, the number of the brethren started growing. That was the time in the mid to late 90s. That was all the time where I arrived here with my family. So we really saw the church grow um, in our local congregation. In fact, the church grew so much because um, in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, we established another local congregation, which is the local congregation of Vienna Center. They back in March they celebrated their anniversary, so yeah. What is also memorable about Sister Rebecca's advice is that we should not be influenced by the world, by the people of this world, and to always be active in the church, and of course always be prayerful. Yes. And last but not least, we still stay here in Austria, but in the group worship service of Styre. We have Sister Irene Metzinger, one of the first deaconesses in the group worship service. So let's hear her story.
Hello po to all viewers of INCRadio Northern Europe. I am Sister Irene Mitzinger, Head Secretary, Finance Officer, Deaconess, Light of Salvation District Officer po. Ako po ay nagmula sa lokal ng Nasuhi, Distrito ng Sorsogon. Almost 28 years na po ako naninirahan dito sa Austria. At isa po akong pioneering member po dito sa aming kongregasyon. Ito po ay malaking biyaya na ipinagkatiwala sa amin ng Ama dahil bago po kami magkaroon ng malapit na kongregasyon dito sa aming lugar, sa Upper Austria, ay nag-travel po kami ng halos 5 oras balikan para po kami dumalo sa mga pagsamba sa dako po ng Vienna. Kaya po, salamat sa Panginoong Diyos dahil isa po ako sa pioneering member po dito sa aming kongregasyon. Ito po ay nagiging silbing inspirasyon po para sa akin na lalo ko pong pagtalagahan aking tungkulin ang aking paglilingkod sa Ama dahil mas lalo ko pong nadama yung pag-ibig niya kahit anong pagsubok ang aking naranasan, damang-dama ko po na siya ay laging nandyan sa aking tabi. Kaya salamat po sa Panginoong Diyos. Sana po habang ako nabubuhay, lagi ko pong tutuparin ang aking banal na tungkulin dahil dito po nakasalalay ang aking kaligtasan. Kaya po sa mga bagong generation po sa ngayon, ang maipapayo ko po sa inyo, huwag niyong kakalimutan ang mga paglilingkod sa Diyos. Saan man tayo mapunta, lagi nating siyang sambahin, hanapin po natin ang mga pagsamba. Dahil sa mga araw po ng pagsamba, doon po ibinubuhos ng Ama ang mga biyaya at ang ating mga kahilingan na imakabubuti sa atin ay hindi niya tayo bibiguin. Kaya, una sa lahat, salamat sa pangangasiwa sa pangangalaga sa amin, higit sa lahat sa Panginoong Diyos na laging nariyan sa aming mga pangangailangan. Higit sa lahat, lagi naming natutupad ang aming sagutin na aming kayamanan dito sa magulong sanlibutan. Maraming salamat po. Magandang gabi po.
Yes, thank you po, Sister Irene, for your heartfelt and inspiring story. So, as she said, she has been living in Austria for 28 years now, and she sees it as a great blessing to be one of the pioneers in her group worship service. And it was also a great blessing for them when their group worship service was established, because before that, they had to travel for 5 hours back and forth to Vienna to be able to attend the worship service. So now that their group worship service has been established, they are closer to the worship service, and it is more convenient for them to fulfill their duties. Um, it is also an inspiration for her to continue in fulfilling her duties despite the trials she experiences. And she wishes that as long as she lives, she may be able to fulfill all her duties. And her advice to the new generation in the church is to not forget your duties and to always attend or look forward to the worship service. And she also thanks our Almighty God and the church administration for always guiding us in our faith. Yes. So truly inspiring.
Right, and just also just looking back 5 hours, if you're able to have that patience and endurance to spend 5 hours every time, and for some brethren even more to attend worship services, it shows how great your faith is, and and it shows the results. She was able to, with the help of Almighty God and all the other brethren involved, to have a group worship service established, and then now a congregation established there in Steyr, Austria. So we've heard some stories from two different congregations in Austria, and we see the results. We have so many German-speaking brethren here in our district, so that leads us to this next segment, Let's Sing and Dance segment. We want to showcase some of the musical presentations we have from our district. Now, this one is a bit special. We mentioned Austria precisely because this will be a German cover of the INC original music called Please Don't Say No in German. That is, if you want to pronounce for me.
Bitte sag nicht nein.
All right, so let's listen to this and enjoy.
Ich möchte dich was fragen, nimm diese Chance an. Ich möchte dich was fragen, bitte mach deine Gedanken frei. Ich möchte dir was sagen, ich weiß, du wirst mich hören, yeah. Ich möchte dir was sagen, ich weiß, du willst mich folgen. Oh. Dein Weg wird klar, wenn Sonne dich führt. Öffne dein Herz und Verstand. So sag bitte nicht. Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir. Nimm meine Einladung bitte an. Nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst. Die Tage sind gezählt. Sag nicht nein. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Ich möchte mit dir teilen den Glauben, den ich liebe. Oh.
Ich möchte dies teilen, ich will, dass du erlöst wirst. Oh, dein Weg wird klar, mit seiner Lehre dich führt. Öffne dein Herz und Verstand.
So sag bitte nicht. Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir. Nimm meine Einladung bitte an. Nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst. Die Tage sind gezählt.
Die Zeit läuft ab, komm nicht zu spät. Oh, nimm meine Hand, komm und werd ein Lied der Kirche Christi heute Nacht.
Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir. Nimm meine Einladung bitte an. Nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst. Die Tage sind gezählt. Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir. Nimm meine Einladung bitte an. Nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst. Die Tage sind gezählt. Sag nicht nein.
All right, so that was the first part of our Let's Sing and Dance segment. We have a part two coming out, so stay tuned if you want to listen to more of the musical covers of our original Iglesia Ni Cristo music. Right now, we'll go on to our next segment called CFO in Action, or Christian Family Organizations in Action. Here we showcase some of the activities that we've been conducting here in the District of Northern Europe. So we have invited some guests here to share some of the activities that they will report to us or present to us for tonight's episode. So who do we have first? Up, Sister Angela.
Yes, so first we have Sister Phoebe Ann Castro. She will tell us about the district musical evangelical mission. Hello, Sister Phoebe.
Hello, good evening po to everyone. My name is Sister Phoebe po. So the activity that was held in the District of Northern Europe, we conducted a musical evangelical mission on the month of May. The importance of this activity is first and foremost to share our faith to our loved ones through songs from the INC original music. And this also showcased the God-given talents of the brethren. Therefore, we are very thankful to the church administration for launching this kind of propagation activity, and most especially to our Almighty God. That's all, po. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sister Phoebe. As we can see, we have invited many guests to this special event who are hopefully inspired by the musical presentation of our brethren. In fact, our Let's Sing and Dance segment was part of the musical evangelical mission. So, Sister Phoebe, do you maybe have shout outs?
Yes, po. A shout out to my family there in Rjukan and to the brethren in Larvik and to our destinado po, Ka Oliver and family, and to our district supervising minister, Kavisar Alcita po.
Thank you so much, Sister Phoebe, for that report. And we have many, many activities to feature. So, first of all, it's musical presentation. That sounds so lovely, and I I enjoy music as much as anybody else. So, being able to listen to regional music from our church is also very, very special. So, for those who are not members of the church and are curious, we have a YouTube channel called INC Original Music, or Iglesia ni Cristo Music, Original Music, and there you can find lots of playlists and lots of music that we have, original music that includes lyrics as well. So you might want to check that out on our YouTube page. Now, what's our next activity, Sister Angela?
Yes, our next activity was held in the local of Copenhagen, Denmark. They had a pottery painting activity. Now, pottery painting has many benefits. Um, there's something to paint for people of all ages and all interests. You can also get creative and experiment with different colors and color combinations. And most especially, this activity was also a way for the brethren to bond with each other, which led to the brotherhood to be more strengthened. Yeah, so as we can see, the brethren in the local congregation of Copenhagen enjoyed this activity, as well as the young ones, as the also the older ones. Um, yeah, so shout out to Sister Monica and Sister Heidi Joy for providing us these pictures, these lovely pictures. Yes. And for our next activity, we have in Zagreb, Croatia, we had the nature photography activity. Also, an activity that helps and promotes creativity and also health, because the brethren went out to a park near their place of worship. Um, so your health was improved, and they also bonded with each other. Yes, we can see here how much they enjoyed the activity, and also some examples of their photography.
Yeah, just looking at the landscape there, it's a country I definitely want to visit. I haven't visited there yet, and just looking at the pictures, the nature, It looks really really nice, and hopefully from their photos I wish to visit that same exact location once more. Photography in itself, it's also a very I also find it very interesting. It's also a hobby of mine, and it's something that is, not only for art. It's also I consider it an important skill, right? So um, there are lots of things that you can do to remember, and photography is one of them, right? Just looking at a picture, you can share so much stories from one single picture. So it's also a skill that's worth picking up. Everyone should be able, especially in this day and age, this technology where everything is accessible from your phone. Taking pictures is one of them. So if you have that function in your phone, might as well, be able to use that in its fullest capabilities. And same with the painting as well. I haven't tried that activity yet, but I sure hope to be able to do that um, in the future as well. So these are very very nice activities, and thank you again to the church administration for allowing us and helping us to make activities such as these possible to have. For our next activity, we go from more of the arts to sports, I believe, right, Sister Angela? What's our next activity?
Yes, our next activity is a bowling activity that was held in the group worship service of Styria, Austria. So this is also part of their preparation for our district unity games that will be held tomorrow. Um, Brethren from the group worship service of Styria, Austria held this bowling activity from all Christian family organizations. The brethren joined, and as we can see, enjoyed this activity. I think bowling is really something for everyone, if you can play it.
If it's
So
all ages, right?
yes, it fits all ages. It promotes your health, and also, as we can see, the brethren there had an opportunity to bond with each other. So um, the, all activities are the main focus of it is really to strengthen the brotherhood.
Right, and also strengthen your your wrist, because every time I play bowling, my forearm gets sore. I think it might be because I choose the heavier bowling balls, but um, just doing that repeatedly, it's so nice and very very satisfying when you get that strike. You know, I may get that once in every two full sessions. I'm not great at bowling at all, but it's a skill I hope to develop further as well. Especially now that we have competitions there, right? So we will be played tomorrow as well for the district unity game. So hopefully, no one, everyone has practiced, and we can see that, especially there in Steyr, Austria. They definitely have practiced. So. Look forward to seeing the results. Who will win? Perhaps it's one of the brethren there in in Steyr. So we went from painting, photography, and also sports bowling. Next up, we have an activity that was conducted in Romania, and we have a brother with us who will present this activity to us. So, hello, Paul, brother AJ.
Hello po to our lovely hosts, Sister Angela and Brother Andre. I am Brother AJ Santos po. And recently in the group worship service of Bucharest, Romania, the brethren there were able to conduct a Gulayan sa Bakuran activity. It is here where the brethren were able to plant various types of vegetables ranging from string beans to eggplants. It was also through this activity that the brethren were able to bond with one another, to develop a sense of uh, togetherness, working together, planting various types of vegetables, and also inspiring one another, showing that through these activities, they're also able to unite with the church administration to also strengthen and edify their faith po. Thank you po, Sister Angela and Brother Andre po.
Right, just looking at these pictures, I'm very very curious. It's something I remember my grandmother was really good at uh she had some serious gardening skills. It's something that I was not able to inherit. We do have a backyard, and thus in the future hopefully we can fill that up with some nice plants and some vegetables as well. And not only is it fun, it's also very you gain really knowledge that are really really helpful for you. And especially if you're able to grow your own crops, right? You'll also be able to provide for your own family, and save some of your finances, especially now that a lot of things are so expensive, especially here if you live in Norway. I don't know about you there, how about there, Sister Angela? But here in Norway it's really really expensive. Same thing with vegetables. So if you're able to grow your own, you have the skills that you gain from activities such as these. um, it's very 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 nice. So thank you so much for that activity report, Brother AJ. And we have many many more activities held in the district, but we'll present one more activity, and it was held in the congregation of Stockholm, Sweden. We learned about this in our topic discussion earlier. One of the pioneers, Brother Rudy. So there in their congregation, they had a CEBSI film showing, and the title of the movie is Ang Pastor. So the congregation of Stockholm, along with the other group worship services there in Sweden, held a CEBSI film showing to pave way for the brethren to gather together and further strengthen the bond of the brotherhood. So, in this activity, the brethren watched the CEBSI film entitled Ang Pastor, which told the story about a pastor that was able to learn the true words of God by reading the Pasugo, God's Message magazines. So, I haven't personally watched that movie yet, but looking at the pictures, it's a very interesting film that they were able to enjoy together, together with the brethren there in Sweden. Have you seen that movie yet, Sister Angela?
No, I haven't, but I definitely want to. And I think this movie also helps remind us of the that we can use the Pasugo or God's Message magazine as a tool to share our faith. So yeah, not just the physical magazine, but Pasugo also has an online edition, pasugo.com.ph. We can share the links to articles to our loved ones who are not yet members of the Church of Christ. Yeah, so that is also a great way to share your faith, invite people into the church.
Right.
Yes.
And before we move on to the segment, I would like to call Brother AJ again. If you have any shout outs, Brother AJ, do you have any shout outs you'd like to say?
First of all, po, I would like to shout out our district ministers, Brother Bizar Balsita and Brother Jake Edik. I'd also like to shout out all the brethren here in Northern Europe, those brethren in Bucharest, Romania, in Borås, Sweden, and Hyltebruk. I'd also like to shout out all the other ministers and workers here in our district, especially my family there in UK. And to top it all off, my lovely wife, Sister Nicole, and my lovely son, Brother Isaiah po. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, Brother AJ, once again for that wonderful report on the activities that we have here in our district. And we have many, many more activities. As you, if you listen to this broadcast earlier, we have a big activity, district activity being held currently there in Vienna, Austria, especially tomorrow, where we will have our Unity Games. So I'm looking forward to the report for next week. So make sure to tune in next week as well. As our last part of our broadcast, we'll present the final part of Let's Sing and Dance segment. We listened to German cover of Please Don't Say No. This time we will listen to a cover made by some brethren here in Oslo, Norway. And this cover is for the song titled God's Righteousness. So hopefully let's listen and let's enjoy to God's Righteousness.
From a distant land came a man bearing the seed of the living God. The prophecies proclaimed were fulfilled in him, proving through the word of the Father's hands in these last days. A messenger was chosen with so much faith. He held on to God's promises. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteousness. From the rising of the sun in the distant east, the Church of Christ will emerge in these last days. Amidst persecution, hardship and pain, the messenger dedicated his life to preach the truth, the words of our Lord God with so much love. He held on to God's promises. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteousness. You might have taken from the ends of the earth and called from its farthest region and said to you, you are my servant. I have chosen you and have not cast you away. Fear not, for I am
Welcome back to INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. So yes, that was a cover of the INC original song God's Righteousness, performed by our very own brother Macli Ramirez and brother Andre Palaracio. What a beautiful cover. And as you all heard
Thank you so
po,
much.
shout out din po to brother Macli, who co-performed in this song. So, since the song is about the messenger of God in these last days, Brother Felix Manalo, uh, this also inspired um, our topic for today because this month we commemorate his birth anniversary, which was on May 10th. Yes. Um, so now we will go over to our greetings for today. Let's start with the birthday greetings from the local of Budapest, Hungary. We have Brother Brian Oliver, Brother Delmark Saviano, Brother Felicismo de la Rosa Jr., Sister Lisel Laxinto, Sister Joyce Ann Malit, Sister Charin Reyes, and Brother Kevin Dave Masanke. And from the local of Vienna West, we have Sister Aimee Mihailov, Sister Stephanie Salangsang, Sister Isimiyaki Consulta, Brother Amado Domingo, which is my father-in-law. Shout out po. And also Brother J.R. Perez, who is one of our CWS choir members. And also Sister Rowena Fernandez, Sister Maricel Reforzado, Sister Julieta Navarrosa, and also, last but not least, from the local of Copenhagen, advance happy birthday for Brother Arnold Dulin.
Yeah.
Yes.
So happy birthday to all our May birthday celebrants in the district of Northern Europe. Now we also want to acknowledge all our viewers and listeners who tune into our broadcast tonight. We have lots of brethren across different countries. Since we have so many countries here in our district, I see Joachim from Stockholm, Sweden. I see Evelyn, Sister Evelyn Rosas, Marites Nugal. We have Jenica Indaya from Pazin, Czech Republic. We have a Remy Cabanet, and well, the chat is scrolling so fast since everyone is commenting. So thank you for that. Josephine Hedberg from Sweden as well. Alex Onyeza from Helsinki, from Vanta, Finland. So shout out to all our Finland brethren. Naomi Bueno from Espoo, Finland. We have Kurt Bayoya. We have Janice Alba. We also have Annabelle, Sister Annabelle from Christiansand, GWS. That's here in Norway. I also saw some brethren in Mjøndalen, so shout out to all the brethren in Mjøndalen as well. Who else do we have? We have Josefina Rogan, Raquel Hansen from Denmark. Shout out to our brethren there in Denmark. Hello to all of you. And we have Sister Lynn from Finland. We have Shirley Salvador and Maxelinda Corpus saying nice song. That is very nice indeed. Thank you so much. um, Raquel Persson, I believe from Sweden as well. Who else do you see there, Sister Angela?
Yes, I see Remy Cabanit, Rose Canlas Turla, Brother Paulo Guarin. Hello po, Brother Paulo. Brother MK, who is the resident ministerial worker of the local of Vienna Center and the DWS of Star Austria. Um, Sister Angeline Tahardon, also from Vienna West. Sister Doris Fernandez from Stockholm, Sweden. Um, Brother Leandro Del Mundo, uh, Lali Casilian, Lynn Mendoza, and I
Yeah,
also
shout
want
out.
to say hi to Sister Jenica and Daya. She always shout outs me in the live chat po.
Yeah, and shout out to you mentioned Lynn Mendoza. She's also here in Oslo East. Uh, local of Oslo, East Norway. So thank you so much to all our viewers and listeners. And thank you to our techs in the Philippines, Kuya Pong, Kuya Irene. Thank you so much for joining us past midnight there in your time in the Philippines. Thank you, of course, to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, for allowing us to have programs such as these. And also to Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo, our CEBSI President and CEO, and Christian Family Organizations Coordinator. And as well to our district supervising minister, Brother Vizar Balsita, and to Brother Jake Edick, our assistant district supervising minister. And shout out as well to Brother Oliver Nugget, our CFO overseer, and Brother AJ Santos, who was here earlier with us, our district multimedia advisor. And just shout out to all our friends and family here, to the Palerasio family. And if I also saw in the comment section, so thank you as well for tuning in. And shout out to you, Sister Angela, for preparing this episode tonight. And we'll see you again. And perhaps you have any other additional shout outs?
Yes, shout out also to my family and friends who are currently watching. Shout out to all the brethren in Austria, from the local congregation of Vienna West, Vienna Center, and group worship service of Styria, and our respective ministerial workers and resident ministers, Brother Danilo Kaalim and his wife, Sister Laura, and Brother MK Villaruel. And also shout out to all the brethren who are here in Vienna, Austria. You are all very welcome. We're all excited to see you tomorrow in the district Unity Games. And of course, shout out to you as well, Brother Andre, for helping me out today. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Once again, this has been INCRadio Northern Europe. You can tune in every Sunday at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central European Summertime, which is in Monday, 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Philippine time. Once again, this has been INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio, and we'll see you till next time.